far away. Some people, they come to church because of friends. They come to church because of gossip partners. You know, we need to know God. If you want to follow him, follow him. If you don't want to follow him, we can't be it is impossible for you to sit on the fence. It is either you are in the compound or outside the compound. You can't sit on the fence. No, you can't be in between. You will take one master and serve. I pray that the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. The dangers of returning to Egypt. Number one, the dangers of returning to Egypt. Such a person might become a slave forever. Irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn máa ṣe ẹrú ògo títí ẹ̀ fúnra rẹ̀. Ó dàbí ẹni kí mọ́mí gbọ́ ministration that day online lánàá. Ẹ gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó ń sọ nípa the whites, the blacks and everything. I was here, mo jókòó sí ibà tí mo ń gbọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀. The dangers of going to Egypt. Number one, you can become a slave forever. You know that the children of Israel, they were slaves in Egypt. But God sent a deliverer to deliver them, which happened to be Moses. But some of them were grumbling. They were murmuring that, let us go back there. Why will you allow us to come and perish in this wilderness? Why do you just want to waste us? You want to kill us? If we die in Egypt, but wilderness, what will happen? What will become of us? Look at our wives, look at our children. They've forgotten the promise. They've forgotten that the leader, the spiritual leader that God used to bring them out of Egypt is what? Is ordained and sent by God. One follow instruction because they will become a slave to their glory. That is one of the danger. Number, forget about what is called the promise of God. Thinking about it, you know, you are leaving Egypt to a place where God has promised. But if you now insist that you want to go back to that Egypt, then forget about the promise of God. It is impossible. The Bible said we cannot continue in sin and ask for what? Grace to abound. Ko possible kama deshe kato ama so wípé kí oore ọ̀fẹ́ kó máa ṣe kíni kó máa pọ̀ sí. Adeshe àgbèrè, ọkọ ẹ̀ ò tẹ́ Ọlọ́run, ìyàwó ẹ̀ ò tẹ́ Ọlọ́run, a máa parọ́, a máa yíwèé, a máa jalè, a máa ṣoríṣiríṣi, bọ́kọ ọlọ́kọ sùn, báyàwó níyàwó sùn, do all sorts of nasty and dirty things. Forget about the promise of God. Irú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ akọ̀gbọ́n pé wọ́n ń ṣàṣeyọrí ni, kò ní sí àkọsílẹ̀ àṣeyọrí fúnrú èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀. You can't eat your cake and have it. That's number two. Number three, such a life will be without direction. A life without direction. A life without direction. This morning we prayed a prayer. I think Mommy Tigbadra and Nigata and she workers prayer that, you know, that God should share this life. You know, a lot of life is without direction. A lot of life is in darkness. What is that darkness? The darkness is sin. The darkness is sin. The darkness is sin. We cannot continue in sin. Kaye in your need direction. You just see that you sleep in the morning, you sleep in the night, you wake up in the morning. You sleep in the night, you wake up in the morning. Odu kontilo. You sleep in the night, you wake up in the morning. Odu mejitilo. Odu mewatilo. 20 years, 30 years. If they ask you, some of us say, "Toba bere lowo wa wípé kí la fẹ́, ibo ni ayé wa dé báyìí, ibo láyé wa ń lọ in the next 5 years." Some of us, we cannot boldly say, "This is where my life is going in the next 5 years." Why? Because ayé wa ò ní direction. Because we are not in the light, we are in darkness. And what is that darkness? It is what? It is sin. It is sin. I remember some years ago, I think it was still in my early years in the university, had a gift then. Timbati son. Whenever I sleep, in my dream, I will get a Bible chapter. I will get a Bible chapter and a Bible verse. I will get it in the dream. I will get the Bible chapter and the Bible verse. And whenever I get the Bible chapter and the Bible verse, immediately, if